Let's talk about it. Everybody, let's go.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk about it. Come and view the show.
We've got some good stuff for you, so grab your friends and take a view.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to tonight's show of
Let's Talk About It.
Now I'm your boy Nell.
And this is your girl Oh So Divine. And on tonight we are doing a topic called All in One. We are taking all the past episodes tonight and we are summarizing them up for you guys on tonight. Any questions that we may have missed, we're going to answer all of those questions on tonight. And I think we really have a good show for the people on tonight.
Indeed. And you know, when we at the end of the show, I'm going to explain how all of these topics fit in one. And I'm pretty sure as the show will go on tonight, you'll see what I'm talking about.
That's right.
So we're going to go ahead and get right into it because we have a lot tonight. The first night, the opening night, was very exciting. We talked about this road called life.
Oh yeah.
And in that show, we talked about the transition from high school to college and the big difference you see in yourself and in others while making that step.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to repeat back? So.
Woo! The transition from high school to college that we talked about. We talked about were you a follower or were you a leader from high school to college? Who did you have an influence on, whether it was negative or positive?
Right.
What do you wish that you could have done different that you realize now? We really talked about a whole lot of stuff in this one show. We were very informative. We answered a lot of questions, and we were very, very, very excited, very anxious because it was our first show, and I think it really, really went well.
And one of the best things about the show that I liked about was that first night. You know, they're just getting to know us, but on that first night, they saw how we gave them a little bit of our past. And stuff like that, so that made it a great success opening night. Definitely.
Definitely.
It was one of my favorites.
Mine too.
But the next night really was the biggest show of all so far.
It wasn't the biggest show.
Well, that's your opinion. But we talked about relationships, relationships got deep.
Yes, very, 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 very deep. Like
very deep.
Like Carnell said, we really got deep on this. It was so deep that we had to end up doing a 3-part series to this topic. We had a lot of questions come in. We had a lot of comments. You know what I'm saying? A lot of thumbs up on this video because we had a lot of people that it really helped. It actually helped one of my friends out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay.
Shut up. Shout out, you know who you are. Shut up. But it really helped a lot of people out. I had Carnell actually had a couple people that had stopped him on the street and said, "Aren't you the guy from the show Let's Talk About It? You were talking about relationships."
It made me feel proud.
Oh it made me feel
proud.
That
was the second night. Shut up. That was the second night. It made me feel very proud. And relationships, you know, we was talking about what keeps a relationship together. How can you fix a relationship? You know, we got deep. We talked about our past relationships and what's our perfect her man, what's my perfect woman, and we got real deep. We got deep with it.
We did. And on that topic too, I want to point out that we really wanted you guys to know that we weren't only talking about boyfriend and girlfriend relationships, but we were also talking about friendships, relationships of any kind, whether you work with people. Those are all relationships, and we really gave good points and really good keys on how to have a real, true, good relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And we even talked about our. We even talked about our friendship.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
How we didn't get along at first, but now we're the best of friends, and we're really thankful that we took the time out to get to know each other. We really did.
So, you know, that was relationships, and you know, if you missed the show, if you're watching the show tonight, you missed that show, please go back to it. Please, it's very informative. But the next night, we got a little bit more loose. We talked about self-esteem and respect. Self-esteem and respect, and it was going back and forth between the two because one causes the other, or you know, we was talking about the differences, and you know, you wanted feedback on some of that.
Ooh, self-esteem and respect, it got a little serious. We talked about low self-esteem and high self-esteem. We talked about how in other shows we always hear about low self-esteem, but nobody really ever hits on the topic of high self-esteem. So we really gave you the general idea of just self-esteem in itself.
Yeah, pretty much. And it also led into respect, like what causes the person to not have respect for another person. Yes. And you know why is it a major issue? And we wanted to point them two topics out in one night because they both matched each other. We wanted to explain the difference between self-control, self-esteem, and respect. So that was that night, and we had a good time with that show too. Right. But the next night, the next night was very, very good, because we talked about love.
We don't need you singing.
LOVE. We talked about love.
Yeah, we did talk about love. It's the biggest four-letter word out there. Is love. We talked about how do people fall in love so quick? Right. Why do people use the word love so loosely? Why is it thrown around so loosely? You feel me? And
can love be used as a weapon?
Yes, can love be used as a weapon? Which was a very, very good question. I actually want to ask you that question again for those people that didn't watch that episode of Love or missed that question in that episode. Can we re-elaborate on love?
I think we can. We was talking about in that show, love, that question, can love be used as a weapon? Pretty much yes. And that goes for a friendship or a relationship. We was talking about if you had a friend and y'all say y'all was good friends, and every time your friend needed something from you, you wouldn't always come through, you would make up, you'll tell them the reason why, something like that, and they'll say, I thought you loved me, I thought we was close, especially in a relationship. Like, if you still in the early stages and you're trying to have sex with your partner and they're saying, no, not now, then you're using that phrase, I thought you loved me. So, we definitely point out. And my homegirl, Drea, gotta send you a shout out again. She sent one of the most controversial questions on that topic. Yes. And that question was, go ahead, ask them.
If love isn't a sport, then why are there so many players?
Now, to get that answer, I want you to go back and check that show out, Love. It was a very good answer. It had me over here speechless. It was a good question, Drea. Once again, I thank you for sending me that question.
Yes. The next night we talked about self-control. Self-control was a big one.
Let's pause. Okay. Rika, my good friend, inspired this topic. Continue.
We are not going to talk about that. But I did inspire the topic self-control.
Yes.
Shut up. Not for the people. We'll have to cover the camera. But we did talk about the topic self-control, and it was a huge part of Let's Talk About It so far. Self-control, we talked about, wow. Let me get some notes. Let me see. Shut up. What is self-control, of course. We talked about how does one gain total self-control. And on that one, I think I had pretty much shared that I didn't think anybody could gain total self-control because there wouldn't be any need for God, a therapist, psychiatrist, you know what I'm saying? People that really have that help going on right now. If there was total self-control, there would be no need for those things.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Some other questions, or some other comments you want to share on self-control?
One of the questions we was talking about, how does self-control play a part in relationships, and that was another good question because we was talking about the early stages once again of a relationship and why it's always sexual tension with one per partner but not with the other partner, and because the other partner, my answer was the other partner has the maturity and the mindset where she has total control over what her body says.
Most definitely.
That was one of my part of my feedback.
Okay. All right. I think on that question, I would have to say it plays in I can't get my words right tonight, y'all. I apologize. Self-control plays a huge part in any relationship, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it's friendships, because in self-control you have understanding, you have patience, and we shared about the brainstorming, remember? And I'm not going to say all of this because you need to go back and watch that episode because it was very, very, very informative. Very informative. So you definitely want to go back and watch these episodes that we're talking about tonight.
Definitely. Well, our time is starting to wind up, and we're going to kind of wrap it up tonight. But one of the things I wanted to point out, I'm so sorry, everybody. We missed one more topic. I just looked down at the paper. We missed one more topic. That last topic was jealousy that leads to envy. Go ahead.
Whew, okay, put it all on me. We talked about does money play a huge part, the main role in jealousy. We talked about, it plays not the main part, but a huge piece of jealousy. What pushes a person from jealousy to envy? We definitely talked about that last night, and it leads on into bitterness. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hear more about that, you need to go back and look at last night's show. This was last night's show, so you definitely want to go back to that. Characteristics of jealousy. We had. You want to share some characteristics of jealousy we had?
I said one of the characteristics of jealousy was, gossip, rumors, just bringing the other person's name down in the dirt, just to try to spark an altercation.
Okay.
That was some of my characteristics.
And some characteristics of envy that we talked about last night. I would have to add on to that would have to be arrogance, boasting, prideful. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're arrogant and when you're boasting and bragging about what you have, you're really envious of somebody else because they have something even more than what you have. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might be jealous of you, but you're jealous of somebody else too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So this was definitely a good, informative, very, very good show last night. And we definitely do want to, not definitely, but we do want to kind of run it on down tonight. We hope you really enjoyed this show of All in One. We ask that you go back and look at all those past episodes. They were very, very good, very informative. If I can say, we did a good job so far.
I think we did. We did a good job. And one of the things I want to point out before we close tonight is, if you think about all the type of topics, relationships, self-esteem, respect, love, self-control, jealousy, envy. If you think about the first topic, this role called life, just think about how all of those are traits to your life in your role called life. It all fits because we're just picking out certain limbs off the tree.
That's right.
Simple as that. I wanted to just point that out, and check it out. We do appreciate y'all once again for all the support.
Yes.
Our first week was a success.
Oh yeah, very successful.
It was a great success. We want to take time out to thank everybody. Now I have to say it again. We're going to wrap the show up tonight. We want to thank y'all for stopping by.
Oh yeah.
And I did it last night, so I'm going to do it again. When you get the time, maybe not now, maybe probably 5 minutes from now, call a friend, text a friend, yell downstairs, tell your mom, wake your dad up, tell him, tell your mom's friends, tell your dad's friends, tell the neighbor, tell their neighbor, tell the dog, tell the cat, tell your friends, tell your haters. When you're going to the hair shop, tell the cashier. While you're at the restaurant, tell the waiter, the host, the hostess. If you're at McDonald's and you're about to get into an altercation, just remind them that there is a show on YouTube and it's called Let's Talk About It. I'm your boy Nell.
And I'm your girl Oh So Divine.
And we're signing out.
Peace.